I'm fucking hungry.
Oh my god, don't quote it like that. Do not quote.
I swear to God.
I'm fucking hungry, Mr. Krabs.
Krabs, I'm starving over here.
Krabs, I'm starving for some Krabby Patty secret formula. It's time for you to exchange the secret formula.
I'll give you the secret formula, Plankton.
Oh no! It's above average!
No.
We're gonna start in 3, 2...
Pasta.
You will.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Watermelon.
Can we go for a minute without being so fucking cursed and so white?
Man, hungry.
True. I mean, hey Nate, if you want to do the intro for this episode of Big Chillin.
Alright.
We ain't big chillin'. We big. I actually don't know how to finish that. Continue.
Have you ever been hit by a wet spaghetti noodle by your girlfriend that you got confused you actually fucked her dad? Because you found out she had a twin sister? No, goddamn, I fucked it up.
Yeah, you fucked it up.
I gotta do it again.
I fucking.
Good job.
So have you ever woken up from your bed and you start looking around, and then you go in the kitchen, you grab yourself a cup of coffee, you go back to the bedroom and found out there's a pile of shit on your bed, and then you realize your wife has taken a shit on your bed and blamed it on the dogs, so you sued her for defamation and you actually won the whole case? Well, welcome to Big Chillin with HighCouncilMedia, starting with CastScarab9, HBuddy18, TheOneZeroBoi, Crazy Eve, and Lilly Paws. Hope you guys enjoyed the day.
Oh, damn. That's a way to freaking start. Woo! Damn. Okay, well, that just brought some, like, Amber Heard and Johnny Depp freaking flashbacks into this shit.
PTSD from, I swear.
My dog stepped on a bee.
Oh, man.
Dog stepped on the
Have a flea?
That got dark real quick, so...
I gotta pee.
Oh, man.
I just don't know where I gotta be.
And this ain't free.
God damn it. Free Shabakadu?
Free
You ruined it. Cass, you ruining it.
Alright, so tonight is a very special that I've kind of been waiting for a long time, which is we're going to be talking about the state of Halo 343 Industries and our thoughts and opinions on what the fuck has been going on within the past year. There's been a lot of shit.
Yeah, so as you guys can see with this screenshot right here of Season 3, it is kind of fucked.
Oh my god, don't even get me started. So, I remember, I think I was at work when I got the news about all this stuff going on with the Season 3, and I was fucking pissed. Like, I actually was thinking about going home that night and doing a rant video all on my own. I actually did record an entire rant, but I'm not too sure if I'm going to upload that. I might vent those frustrations here within the podcast, but...
Oh, yeah.
You know, we definitely got a lot to cover, but we're going to be doing this in like a sequential kind of pattern. So we got these subjects for tonight, guys. We got why we enjoy Halo, what past mistakes has 343 done with the franchise, so we could talk about Halo 4 and Halo MCC and Halo 5. Next comes what gave us hope for Halo Infinite, how 343 started to crush that hope, how do we feel about the game in present day. So I'm thinking, just so that we can keep things clear and concise for tonight, and so we don't drag on things for longer than we should probably limit each of us to speak for maybe, I don't know, how does 2 to 5 minutes sound for each of us? So that way we can all get our thoughts out, and that way it's like we could keep the conversation going. I mean, what do you guys think?
It'll work.
It's good to me.
All right, and then we got the last thing, which is if we designed the newest Halo game, how would we make it? And that might take up the most time, and when we get there, but I got some pretty cool ideas to share with you all. Not too sure how we're going to keep track. Okay, so it's right now 102 where I am currently.
Same here.
So I guess by 107, it'll go to Nate's and then just go down the list. So I guess I'll say why I enjoy Halo to start. So I've enjoyed Halo for over 10 years. I've been playing the game since, I would say, must be since Christmas of 2010, I've been playing Halo. Halo 3 was probably my first formal Halo experience. just because, I mean, I did play the Halo Combat Evolved demo, and I did play Halo Combat Evolved itself over at my cousin's house, but Halo 3 was probably the first like title I actually owned on my own. And I fell in love with the game, and I only wanted more. And I always kind of wondered what was going to happen at Chief after 3. And then when my friends introduced me to Halo Reach in 2011, and that kind of just took my entire career on YouTube, and it was like, that was it. You know, that's what I was going to do. And now I'm here. I've been following this game and this franchise for freaking over, as I said, over 10 years. Sorry if I'm a little run on there, but... And I've come to really enjoy it, especially since Halo 3 and Halo Reach was my childhood. Fell in love with that game, despite what some people may say. Like, you know, for those of you that just say sprint doesn't belong in a Halo game, well, I mean, sprint's in every fucking game these days. Time to just move on. Like, it's here to stay. Yeah, it's just, you know, so I've been playing this game for a while, and, you know, I've gotten to meet through this game, you know, especially with all the social aspects from things like the multiplayer game chat, theater modes, being able to screenshot stuff and share those screenshots with your friends through file share systems. The social aspect of Halo is what really kind of just drew me in and kept me invested as a player. Not to mention the progression systems, the being able to just work your way up through the ranks to earn armor for free. And that was a core mechanic within Halo 3 and Halo Reach. And it was because of all of these things where I began to enjoy it. I also loved the world. The characters were amazing. And, you know, it became, I would say, Star Wars is like my first love for a franchise. Halo is like a close second, you know? And so that's why I enjoy Halo. I mean, it was just a really freaking fun game. And it was something that I could just kick back and relax with. I didn't have to get too sweaty over it. I could earn my armor. I could, you know, look like a freaking badass. And at the end of the day, still, I made some great friends with it. And I mean, I could make a whole separate video about why I enjoy Halo, but I only got like 2 minutes left. That's pretty much all I've got to say. I mean, I kind of share a very casual experience, probably like how 90% of the fan base is. You know, I wasn't a competitive player. I'm a machinima director. The creative aspect also brought me in too. Being able to create machinima was amazing. And that just opened a whole bunch of other doors, not only just within YouTube and with the Halo community, but also in real life too. I've been able to apply skills from machinima towards things where I have people from companies that reach out to me and, you know, have me pretty much help out with their advertising campaigns, you know? And that's some really, really cool shit, you know? I can't disclose anything because, you know, I like keeping that shit private. But anyways, Halo has kind of just been a crucial part of my time growing up and developing as a person. And, you know, to see it go down the path it's been going down has been just heartbreaking. So that's all I'm going to say. So anyways, I guess we could carry on. And Nate, tell us, you know, why do you enjoy Halo?
My very first time playing Halo was actually Halo 3, I believe around the time of 2010 or 11.
Oh, so we started the same time.
Yeah, I got Halo 3 for the first time, and the same day I also got Transformers Warfare Cybertron, another great fucking game I loved. Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed Halo 3 as well. I used to believe, like, oh, fucking Sprint needs to be in it or some shit. And then eventually I got to Halo Reach, which Halo Reach was actually the first game I knew about multiplayer. So I really want to get Xbox Live, but I wasn't able to get it until a year later within 2012 when Halo 4 came around. And I played a bit of Halo 4 online, you know, a bit of Infection. And Halo 4 was actually, you know, even though it was my third Halo game, that was the first Halo game I've ever been on Xbox Live. And that's where I found my best friend, TheOneZeroBoi. Which we had
some good game nights with him.
Yeah, he has been my friend for a decade, ever since I first came on Xbox Live. And it was... Halo 4 hit different to me, because I wasn't a big Bungie stan, and, you know, I didn't grow up with Halo 2 or Halo 1. I started Halo 3, went to Reach, then 4. I still favored Reach due to the customization. Halo 4 just hit different with the art design and the aesthetics and the ambience and all that. And then Halo 5 was actually the start where I start doing filming. And my very first Machinima project, which is no longer on my channel, it hasn't been for like 3 years, was actually the Operation. But funny enough, the video was just nothing but body acting, and that's it. There was no voice, no music. I literally edited it on fucking Xbox Upload Studio or some shit, and posted on YouTube, be like, hey, look, I made a Machinima. And then that's where I first encountered Solo, the dude who made Gold Squad. He introduced me to his server, and then that's where I start expanding to other servers. And yeah, I met a lot of great people on the journey, made some friends, lost a couple of friends, and then eventually I settled in HighCouncilMedia, and Cass saw my talent, decided to bring me in.
So you can say that Halo was a way that you were able to connect with people, and
I mean, Halo wasn't the only game. The other game was actually Call of Duty. I was more of a Call of Duty player because of like Halo 4 and 5. Like I never got caught up with the updates, and I wasn't really that interested in the filming because Halo 5, it was still limited to the customization, maps, weapons, and all that stuff. I was more of a Call of Duty person. I was fucking beaming people in Black Ops 4, just having fun and shit. And then I decided to return to Machinima community, and then everyone keeps saying like, oh, yo, where's your projects at? And I'm just like, I don't fucking know. When are you gonna help me? Because every time I make body act sessions, no one fucking joins. And honestly, Halo is something else. It's something that you can just hop on, socialize, make some friends, talk some shit, and then became friends with them. And, you know, even though with the forbidden rule of the teabagging, and you always gotta get the revenge and teabag back. Yeah, Halo brought a lot of intriguing non-written rules, even with like the sweats or the casuals.
oh yeah,
The
definitely.
teabag, the trick shots, sometimes even like the exploits, like with Halo 2, the XBX or BXB.
Oh, the BXR.
Oh,
Or whatever.
BXR, yeah.
Yeah.
I never played Halo 2 until I got the Master Chief Collection, which as soon as I got it, first game I played, Halo 2.
Halo 2 is such a good game.
I mean, yeah.
I love that game. That one is like, ooh, you know, I mean, like Reach, you know, Reach is Reach. Love the multiplayer, but
Dude,
2,
Reach is something else.
yeah, but 2, I like the campaign, bro. Oh man.
It's like CE started it, Halo 2 expanded it, Halo 3 expanded it more, but like a linear turn, and then Halo Reach shows the origin, and then here we are in the fucked up state.
Oh yeah.
I'd say Halo 3 ended it, and Halo Reach was just a visualization of the books.
Yeah,
And
it was.
taking things non-canon now.
Yeah, it was
Making
really. It was really interesting because the ad campaign for Halo. So
Wait,
You
okay,
cut
yeah,
off.
you cut off majorly right there.
okay, sorry, I said like the ad campaign. Like one of Reach's things was is like play the beginning, you already know the end, or something like that. Like I forget how it really went, but
Yeah, it was like
it's something along those lines.
play how it started or something like that.
And
You
it's-
already know how it ends.
Yeah, and it's
or something
funny
like that,
enough
yeah.
that like when I made that edit of Did You Forget of Who I Am with, you know, Noble Six being a better character, people keep saying like, Master Chief is so much better. If you put him on a planet full of Covenant, the Covenant would be told to survive. Motherfucker, do you not realize that without Noble Six, we won't have Chief?
Yeah, it was an interesting case. I mean, the way that I kind of look at it, psychological, is like you are. So by saying that Noble Six is an uninteresting character, aren't you calling yourself an uninteresting character?
You're just shit talking to yourself at this point.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that was funny.
I mean, I did see some comments saying like, "Oh, what about Sergeant Johnson and the Rookie?" And like, they are interesting characters, but they're not they're not the reason why Halo, like, within the timeline, they're not the reason why Master Chief or the Halo exists. Noble 6 was the start by bringing Cortana on the Pillar of Autumn. Sergeant Johnson, he was the best. Yes, but he's a Spartan 1. So, literally a bullet to the head would fucking kill him. But no, he had plot armor until 343 Guilty Spark killed him.
Yeah. Well, you know, and, yeah, okay, so you got, like, a minute left. So, before we move on to the next person.
What is this to talk about?
Alright. Okay, so I guess the minute's up now, so...
Alright, so
Eve.
Eve.
Yeah, we'll move on to Eve. Eve, what do you find... Yeah, we'll move on to you. What do you find why do you like Halo? What do you enjoy about it?
Oh, I can go on, but
I mean, there's armored men.
No. I'll go from the beginning, basically, real quick. So that's fine. Basically, when I had started Halo, right? It was back when I was a kid, and obviously I was like, I didn't know about Halo, and then obviously my brother's like, hey, little kiddo, hey, little small infant child. That's my twin sister. I mean, not my twin sister, my little sister that's a twin that looks like that. Point is, he like showed me the game, right? And I was like, I don't know how to play. And then he had like the most wonderful patience in the world, right? The most patience. The most beautiful. Like, he's the nicest person, but he looks so angry all the time. He's like the dad that you would look at. He's like, why are you so angry? No, I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time.
His face is just naturally.
He just looks angry all the time.
So it's like, so he's got is the term resting bitch face?
Yeah, but he's
yeah,
he's wonderful, right? But he used to, like, he would teach us how to play the games. He taught us like other games, but Halo just stuck with me, just because, like, obviously, like, Master Chief was such a good character in the beginning. Obviously, people were talking about that Master Chief was basically supposed to be us, like envisioning us in the sense of being the super soldier that we are. But obviously, over time, people were like, no, this dude is Master Chief. He is himself, right?
He's the Halo man.
Yeah, he's the guy. He is the main character. Right?
You are you, but he is him.
Yeah. And so I was like, yeah, like, I love this. And for like the longest time, I was like, I really wanted to like get more like into the story. And even though I didn't know what was going on, all I knew, right, basically, that like he was such a cool character, and I love everything about him. I loved Cortana. I loved the people he interacted with. It really sucked seeing like during the second Halo, I had to see them separate, like Cortana and like Master Chief. It broke my heart as a kid, even though I didn't understand. It kind of, I could understand that they both had to like separate, and it broke me, and to the point that I literally forgot about Halo 2, and I had to replay Halo 2 when I was an adult because I forgot that pain, and it really sucked to redo it. But another thing is, I really got into it with my friends, because that's how I like met all my friends. Right, because that's usually how you meet your friends. You play the game with them, and then you find people to play with. And like, it was like one of the best things, right? I like got to meet people that were my age. We played like custom games like every night, even when it was like school day, even when it was like we had like finals and stuff like in elementary school, middle school. Over time, obviously, like we had lost contact.
I fucking miss those days.
Yeah,
me too.
I miss them. You can always like make them now, right? It's not that hard. It's just really hard because, you know, people work and stuff. And
dude, like the only way for you to have a game night is just Discord at night and 1 hour remaining until you have to go to bed.
Yeah, actually, I should, like, you know, so don't worry, Eve. You'll get an extension for time. But what I was gonna say is, you know, that reminded me of something why I enjoyed Halo so much. Is I remember when I was in school, and it would be like the beginning or the end of the school year, the warm weather was out and everything, and you know what we would do is, you know, we would either do our homework early at school, or sometimes we just wouldn't do it until later that night. But as soon as we left school, we would get on the bus, go to my house, or we would go to somebody else's house. We would all just get together in the living room, and we would be playing Halo, and like we would just be doing like, you know, Slayer, like 2v2s and stuff, and like we would all be getting mad at each other, fucking yelling at each other, laughing with each other, and you know, that's what it was about. It was being able to like get together with friends and fucking yell at them, you know?
Yeah.
I fucking miss those days.
I mean, shit. I remember just hopping on Halo Reach and playing these iconic maps: Speed Halo, Cookie, Mike Myers, Duck Hunt.
Yeah, I miss those. I mean, I love Duck Hunt. Honestly, it's beautiful.
Unfortunately, our audience didn't seem to love it.
Listen,
Only
I enjoyed
60
it. I
views.
love it. I loved every 60 viewers, including my 10 self, because I watched it so many times. I don't know why I exposed myself like that. Moving on. It's just like I just grew such a wonderful passion for Halo, and when I got into Halo 3 and Halo ODST, with obviously that was no Master Chief in it, I still loved it. I loved the whole series in itself, right? Though it wasn't Chief wasn't in there. I saw this guy who was really quiet, and Chief is pretty quiet too. So it was this kind of more detective type of thing. And I know people don't really like ODST, but I loved ODST. It was one of the best feelings. That's not a good game, and then you literally play the game. And I was just in love. I was like, oh my god, my love for Master Chief and my love for Rookie. This is too much. I love it. I didn't like Halo Reach too much, not because I didn't like the game, but because there was too many characters I would forget about. All I remember them by name was girl with big butt, guy who big boy, sniper man who literally you don't ever see, the man who Angie. That's
I'm
literally
sorry.
what
Girl with big butt?
Yes.
Are you referring to Cat?
Yes. This, literally, me and my twin sister, when we were playing, because obviously we had multiplayer, and we'd play with each other all the time. Sad Halo 5 and Halo Infinite moments. It was just we would look at her why is her butt so? I'm not lying, but why is it so big?
Why the hell is Cat so dummy thick, yo?
Obviously we're kids in the sense, and we gotten older, middle school. I'm why? What? Who paid? Someone who paid this person to make their butt this big? No, but when I got into all the Halos, amazing games, no matter what. Even though Halo 4 and Halo Reach and Halo 5, they kind of just lackluster for me, I still love them because eventually Halo made people make machinimas, and the funny thing about that, how people, I'm not gonna really get into it, how people looked up weird crap, the thing you would hide, you're oh no, I don't want my friends to know this. I did that with Machinima. Because it was this thing where it's if you were to watch anime, you're kind of weirdo. If you were to watch like being a furry, it was a weird thing. I thought watching Machinima was a weird thing as a kid, and I would hide it from everyone. I was just so embarrassed. Not the fact I was embarrassed of it. I was embarrassed people would know and be oh, you're so weird.
Dude,
I'm no, I'm not. I really. And Red vs. Blue is good, even though now it's gone. But during its time, it was amazing.
I mean, I'll even say this. I'll just watch some random videos. Let's say I'll be watching Vanoss's GTA episode back in 2012.
Yeah.
And if my mom walks in, I would just pause the fucking video or just tab out. Almost be a victim of being caught up watching porn. But
I didn't want to say that. That's what I'm saying. I didn't want to say it like that because.
Are you winning, son?
But I've always done that until the age of 15, where I just stopped giving a fuck, because all I do is listen to music and watch Vanos's and other creators.
Yes.
So.
But.
And then I started to become a creator. That was one of the things I wanted to do, was be a content creator. Which I'm gonna go ahead and give this back to Eve because this is her spotlight.
You don't worry about it. I like the input. It brings energy. It brings the kaboom. I don't know what to say in English.
Bop-a-da-boopy.
Yeah, whatever that means.
The basil to the margarita pizza. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, whatever that is, man.
Margarita pizza. What the?
What
No,
the? You literally sound like Bart being choke. Why, you little?
Okay. No, I just wish now I wish Halo could be I'm just saying this, but the reason I got into Halo, amazing game, but also because the armor in itself got better. It may look really bad in the sense of when you get older, you're that's not how armor works, but then today you're that's some good armor compared to some of the some of the stuff that we see, honestly, because it's really lackluster compared to like some games. Halo armor, amazing. I love it. I got to the point that when I had gotten older, I was like, I promised myself that I would draw it, even if it was crap. I would draw it, and even now I like still practice. I ask people like, "Hey, can I draw your character?" Or "Hey, can I draw your character?" Or "Hey, can I please draw your character?" And they're like, "Whatever, just do what you want as long as it's for free." I'm like, "Son of a bitch, yeah!" Like I just loved it so much to the point that like I wanted to devote myself to like making detailed armor. And like obviously like I could never really get to the point where it's like perfected like some people I see. At the end of the day, like I eventually want to get like a whole little plaster like this group. I don't think there's so much details here, but I probably eventually want to like make it very, you know, funny, goofy armor stuff.
And yeah, so I guess this is about time that we switch this to someone else. Which let's actually bring it over to the Zero Man.
All right.
So how did you first joined in by Halo?
Or is how do you enjoy Halo? You know, what do you like about it?
The one thing I always liked about Halo was the design and the story. I felt like they've always mashed together well. And as of recently, it feels like with Halo 4 and 5, felt like 343 lost that. As an armor can tell a story. Like Rookie, for example. He's plain as hell. He's the rookie. But the dude slaughters thousands of aliens to find his friends.
I mean, that's a true Chad right there.
Exactly. You know, my experience with Halo all started with ODST. That was my very first Halo 3 ODST was my very first Halo game. The very first game I ever played. I don't know how to put into words. This game has...
It has the jazz.
It has the jazz. It's just, it's affected my life. You know, as you can tell, I have my character wears ODST armor. You can tell how much it's affected me, you know? I love this game. There's nothing that's going to stop me from loving Halo 3 or, you know, any other Halo, but...
I mean, unless if they make a sequel to it.
I'd flip.
Honestly, at this point, though, I kind of would be afraid if 343 made a sequel to ODST.
Yeah.
To be totally
Yeah, no,
honest.
they would absolutely destroy it.
I'd be so livid.
If they ever make a sequel to ODST, I'm gonna predict that there's gonna kill Buck just for no fucking reason at all.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Dude, this is 343 we're talking about.
But anyways, just my whole experience has been ODST. And ever since, I've always been with it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Don't fucking Don't tell me every Halo game you went through, you always looked like an ODST.
Yes, I did.
Even Halo 4, the worst ODST look.
Actually, no, I didn't use the ODST helmet. I never liked it. I always used the recruit helmet because I thought that was the best looking version for an ODST helmet.
So, like, you know, in Halo 3, basically, right? There's, like, different armor sets, right? And you had to do a certain, like, specific thing, right?
Yeah.
And I want to tell you this right now. My brother was so devoted, right, to, like, playing the game and, like, because we had separate accounts, basically, right? My account and then, like, our account, which is very simple, very dumb. We lost it a long time ago. He had literally dedicated just to leave it and give it to us, like, the recon, like, the red, I don't know, the flame one, where you had to do a specific... very specific thing, right? To get all.
And it's fucking hard. It's hard.
It's hard. I tried doing it like a long time ago when I was like, oh, I'll do it myself. It is so hard. Unbelievable hard. I was like, how does he have the time and day to do this? He got every single armor, and it drove me crazy to this day thinking about it.
Yeah, you didn't buy it off a battle pass. He fucking worked for it.
Or you don't buy microtransactions just to buy an armor piece.
Yeah.
It was just insane. Like, I thought about that right now. I was like, hold up. Man literally devoted his, like, dedication to that. Gave his account to us just so he'd be like, hey, look at the stuff that I did. And we're like, well, it's whatever, because we're kids, we don't know better. I go back and I try doing it myself, and that is impossible for me. It is impossible. People have done it, but I couldn't do it. That's all I want to say. That's all I gotta say.
Alright,
Yeah,
so we're back on 0.
So, yeah, that's every Halo game I've always worn the ODST armor, or I've grinded for it, because I could never abandon or, straight face say, oh yeah, ODST sucked, because it never really did for me. ODST was the first game I played, and I, honest to God, enjoyed it. It wasn't bad. Even now when I go back to it, it's not bad. It's still a good game. There's nothing holding it back. Sure, there's no multiplayer. But that's whatever, That's something that you can overlook when you really think about the idea of what they're going for. I mean, hell, you can even look at old VOD videos that they still have on their channel on Bungie when they talked about it. They really did care because they knew this was going to be the last game.
And then Halo Reach came around for the final act.
And then Halo Reach came around, and honestly, I didn't mind it. I played Halo Reach a lot because I had friends who played it.
Halo Reach was kind of the game that defined a newer generation of Halo fans. And, I mean, it also brung along so many fantastic machinimas.
Rise of the Spartan by
Rise
Arbiter.
of the Spartans. Yeah, Rise of the Spartans also throw in Dawn of Titans, too. Those two were just works of art.
Yeah, but with Halo Reach was the start of Halo Machinima for me. That's how I started. I saw other guys doing it. Funny enough, Rise of the Spartans and all that inspired me. I wanted to do stuff, and that's how I started story writing.
Yeah, it was Rise of Spartans for me as well.
Yeah, same.
As you write as a kid, things are going to be cheesy, things are going to be cringy, but as you grow up, all those things will slowly iron out. So whenever you have someone saying, oh, that's kind of cheesy, oh, that's cringe, save that advice for next time,
Oh yeah, you had no idea how many people in this community kind of shat on me for my Odyssey script, and granted it was bad, but I ironed it out. And when part 1 came out, I mean, not to toot my own horn or anything, but it probably brings in more views than most machinimas have in the past year, except for the Great Isaiah and Red Sentiment. But I mean, it really, like, I'm just, backing up your point here. Push comes to shove, all you gotta do is just work hard, write down your ideas, doesn't matter if they're crazy, and as you get older and as your style matures, keep at it. You'll get it to where it needs to go. But yeah.
But I think that's all I have to say about my experience with Halo and how I started. It's just, it was an honest journey, and anyone else who would want to step into that, I highly encourage it.
Alright, then let's move it on to Lilly Drop Paws. So Lilly, why do you enjoy Halo?
I have a long line of gamers in my family. Actually, my dad was the one who showed me to the very first Halo Combat Evolved, I think it was. I can't remember.
Yeah, Halo Combat Evolved. That's the first one.
Yeah, it came out in like 2001, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so my dad asked my grandma.
Okay, hang on. Pause. Man, I'm starting to notice your mic it's having some kind of spike.
I mean, maybe just run a sound check real quick. We could edit this out.
Yeah, like everyone else sounds fine.
Okay, so
there we go.
My computer decided to poop on itself.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I'm on my phone now. Okay, so as I was saying, my grandma bought the game for my father and actually withheld the game because she thought it was violent for him. A 20-something-year-old man had it withheld by his grandma because she thought it was too brutal and too violent.
Oh, jeez.
Someone thought Halo 3 was a fucking rated R game.
Pretty much.
Even though it said rated for teens.
No, Halo 3 and Halo Combat Evolved were rated M.
Oh, they were rated M?
Yeah. Every Halo game was rated M before Halo 5.
But she was talking about the first Halo Halo Combat Evolved.
Man, why the fuck did Halo decide to go the broader audience route?
We'll get into that later. As you were saying,
anyway, So, when later on, when I was more cognitive and I was able to actually function as a human being, my dad would sit me down with him and I would watch him play things like Doom on the original Xbox and stuff, and one of the games he would always be playing was Halo games, and I would always watch him play, and I'd be like, Dad, I want to try it, and he's like, alright, fine, but I have to be right here because it's guns, and we don't allow guns, because, you know, little kids, you need to make sure they know the difference, that you're not supposed to play with guns.
Indeed.
And so, ever since then, anytime I see, like, someone playing any type of Halo game or anything to that effect, I always like to sit and watch them, or I like now I'm actually playing them myself. Now that I have monies, adult monies, and I can buy my own stuff and put cat ears on it and stuff. Happy days. But for the longest time, I would always watch and marvel at how these large men would grab a freaking alien and just absolutely destroy them.
So you fall under Eve syndrome.
Yes. I very much simp. Yes. But that's pretty much it for me. It was mostly just a thing that me and my dad would bond with.
Oh yeah, I'll add in here, when I got Halo 3 in Christmas of 2010, like how I brought up earlier, I would be playing couch co-op with my dad and my younger sister. Those are memories that I'll hold on to, like, for the rest of my life. They were so much fun. I remember fucking around in Forge, and like my dad and I would, like, I would spawn in a Scorpion and then he would spawn in a Scorpion, and we would be playing in Valhalla, and we would just be rolling the tanks over the hills and everything, trying to shoot each other in little tank wars. Or sometimes I'd grab a Banshee and I would fly that, you know, thing up, like up over the canyon, and then he would be there with a rocket missile pod, and as he would try shooting me down, I would just jump out of the Banshee, and since there's no fall damage, I would just land in the middle of the canyon, grab myself another gun, and then I would try to kill him. And like, goddamn, that was freaking fun. Oh shit. Forge is something else.
I have to say, when I got Master Chief Collection, because Zero told me, you need to get it. The first thing I did was I told my dad that I got the Master Chief Collection and he needs to play with me. Because I don't know, in my family, if we play online with our family or friends, because it's more fun when you have people you know that you're playing with.
Oh yeah,
it's
definitely.
Because you can share in your love of the game, and everything's all in good fun. It's the problem that I always have in Destiny, because you always, if you don't have enough people, you always have to play with random people, and it's really hard to play with random people sometimes, because people are jerks.
Yeah, well, now these days in games such as Halo and now Call of Duty, every match you play, you are forced to play in a new one with new people and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, you can't even form any of the connections when
you can't make friends like how you can't make friends like how the good old Halo days was.
Oh yeah, like I remember, actually, crazy story. I'll share it with you all here before we move on to the next topic, which is, all of you here, of course, know of our Australian friend Alexander. Now,
yes.
Him and I wouldn't have ever met if it wasn't for how Halo Reach's matchmaking worked and partying up with friends. Like, you know, if like we met today, or if we interacted in a game, and if this was like we would have never met. Like, this happened the way it did because it happened back then. And like, how the story went is, I think I was up at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was I think I was a junior. It was the summer of junior year when I was in high school, And what happens is I'm playing a really late night game of Team Slayer. And what happened is like my team, like we were losing to like this enemy team. And, you know, this team of people, you know, like I was kind of lagging behind because I was tired, you know, but no excuses there. I was just sucking. So what happens is then my own teammates started to turn on me. And so they were like, you know, shooting at me and betraying. And for some strange reason, I wasn't able to boot them. And, you know, what happened is then one or two guys that were on, I think it was the enemy team, they noticed this. And this was a super rare thing. And they started killing the other people, but they weren't killing me. And I was like, hold up here. So, you know, the match ended. And you know, and then after that, like, you know, we're all still like in like the post-game lobby, and I messaged this guy and I was like, yo, dude, thank you. And so he was like, yeah, no problem. I just believe in having a fair game. And so, you know, what happens is that this was this guy by the name of Blink182, you know, really cool username, by the way. And what happens is that, you know, this guy was from Australia, and I was like, yo, could I join you guys in your next game? And, you know, he was like, yeah, sure, man. And so, you know, I joined their party. And I started talking about how I was getting into making Halo videos. And then they were like, oh, yeah, we know somebody that does that too. And then the same night, I met Alexander. You know, that you would never have anything like that happen. Like, and I'm really happy that that situation happened the way it did. And that was back in the good old first days.
Man,
you know?
kids these days would never understand.
Oh, no, they would never.
And that is actually something to say.
I cannot believe you just said that kids these days would never understand.
Well, they would.
But it's true. It's fucking true. That's the sad.
Like you're like 30 years old, dude. You just became an adult. Come on, man.
Like, dude, like even though yes, I'm 18, but still, it's just kids these days they will never understand. Because they're never going to get the chance, because these developers are not going to bring it back.
Yeah, they
Well, no, because most people are now more consumed with the new Doom style of just rip and tear. They just want to keep killing things the whole time. It's why sometimes they don't get objectives done.